Oh, good morning. Welcome to Rajabhat Research. We have a lot to cover today, and including Space Link and Valentine's Day. So stay with me while I get prepared for the clients today. Uh, I got a new view out the window. Mr. Burton has uh, trimmed a tree for me. That's getting ready for Space Link. So it's a sunshiny Valentine's Day. So I got my life of the Living Oak in Charleston, South Carolina shirt on. Okay, probably cannot see it very clear. It's from James Island. The Tree of Life. This I will try to later on uh, fly the drone. But Valentine's Day we have lots of climbing. So sit back and enjoy. I got a lot of new things going on today. And it's since we last met a couple weeks ago, since our vacation in Hilton Head Island. Been lots of things to catch up with on the video. Don't worry, still reply to all emails pinned space me at the bottom. I make a real quick cup of coffee. 今年我们又是很忙，新年快乐！有有什么事都有。Got lots of things to do，很多东西做的。等一下，Toyota's president come out to say they're going to support the dealers in South Carolina on all the alternative fuels, including hybrids. That was good news. I keep forgetting. I got to put the cursor there first. Yeah. This Lenovo laptop screen is so small. I cannot see if I'm spelling things correctly or not. Miss you guys for the past couple weeks. Just we got so many things to do. The website is also being updated. And I got everything on slow motion, and it's a minute behind, so that I can make sure I get back with your comments. So I know I'm a little early, an hour and a half early for my usual time. That's just because we have so much to do today in the spa. So I'm back and forth running around today. That's why I'm online earlier too, because we have lots of issues to take care of today. But I promise I will get back with all your emails, the comments. I forgot to mention I did get the COVID-19 testing in the mail. It cost me $30, one for two tests. That's the life of the uninsured. Coming at 9:30, right? 9:30. So far, he hadn't showed up. It's only 8:37. Plug my phone up in case. And the answer machine is on. Gonna move the TV from the spa to the office, Rajabhat research office. Like I said, since they trimmed the trees, the lighting may have to change a location of in the office where to put it looks better.
She has in the morning. I don't know if she did it or not. Yeah, because she has one. แล้วเอฟเฟกต์เอาแล้วถูกยังไงนะโอเคก็แคนถ้าไม่เอาก็แคนเซิลไปก็ได้นะเพราะแต่ว่าพูดถึงว่าเขาก็คือแค่ net holder and back แล้วตอนนั้นคือแบบกันไม่ถ้าไม่เอาเราก็แคนเซิลเขาไปเอาไหมล่ะเพราะว่าป้ามีรอยไงถ้าไม่สามารถที่จะสมิธได้ก็ net holder and back ก็คือปกติแล้วเราก็ทำอะไรมากไม่ได้สำหรับคนท้องหรอกนะเขาก็จะเป็นไซส์เลดิ้งเอาไม่ล่ะถ้าไม่เอาก็แคนเซิลไปเพราะว่าปกติแล้วน่ะ6 เดือนก็คือผ่านได้ทรายเมสเตอร์ไปแล้วแต่คือว่าถ้าไม่เอาก็คือไม่เอาแคนเซิลไปเลยก็ไม่นั่นมันจะยังไงอ่ะเราก็ไม่ได้ exit เข้าไปใช่เราก็คือเอาเราก็ไม่รู้ว่าเขาจะยังไงบอกนะเพราะว่าเราไม่ได้ยินฟองเข้าไปแต่ว่าเขาก็ติดจ่ายเงินอะไรไว้รอเราแค่คอนเฟิร์มไปเลยยังไปแล้วก็นวดคือไม่ให้ลงไปต่ำจากสะโพกอ่ะข้างนอกนะเราทำได้แค่นั้นแหละด้านหลังด้านข้างว่าเขาไม่ได้มากับขาที่เขาให้เป็นคูเดอร์แรกแต่ว่าก็เองแหละเออก็ทางซ้ายทางขวาแล้วก็ด้านหน้าก็ด้านหน้าก็คือตรงที่งานตรงหน้าอกหมายถึงว่าตรงหน้าอกแล้วก็แขนห้องกระดูกแล้วก็ไม่นวดเพราะว่าเขามาแค่นวดตัวด้วยใช่ใช่ใช่ใช่ใช่เลยI don't know this is the old pattern I already texted her you know oh for God's sake the legit is on but anyway I need to see her 16 June with the computer But how can I cannot get her do my Msts like I want to know the informationที่ให้เราดูฟรีโอคอร์แบบที่มันมีคือสมบัติmaybe next order that could not see come for the female you must see the old one next order is back she didn't come for the female but what she I don't know because the
我吃饱了，对呀，谢谢你们了。Coffee is good.
Hello, Eugene.
Good morning.
Good morning. I have social media ไหมเอาข้ามไม่ได้อ่านอันนั้นดิใช่เพราะว่าเขาวาดรูปแล้วไม่ได้มาทีนี้เราแต่ว่ามันมีคอนดิชั่นอยู่นะถ้าก็เลยมองว่าเพราะว่าท่านเคยได้ยินว่าเองพูดถึงเขาอยู่นะที่กาแฟอยู่อ่ะเข้ามาก็ไม่เป็นไรก็เย็นนะกินกาแฟมาหรือยังเบื่อกินนี่สิแก้วปากมาเดี๋ยวกินไปเมื่อกี้นี่แล้วนะให้กินนะกาแฟฟังกินนะแบกกันเลยมาไม่เสร็จเดี๋ยวลูกยังไงของไม่ใช่เรื่องอะไรอ่ะจะบอกว่าไหนมาดูซิก็ไปหาไม่เจอมืออันเดิมเปล่าดูนี่ก็ไม่ได้
Preparing the paperwork for the new client. 好像时候我懂得比较慢了一点点。Pushing
แปลว่า make shoulder and back make shoulder and back ก็คือมึงต้องไปทำจุดเลยมึงก็คือแค่ make shoulder and back ตอนนี้การทำ make shoulder and back ใช่ป่ะมึงก็ให้ทำก่อนให้เขาทำแล้วก็ค่อยมาฆ่าเพราะว่ามันจะได้ extend เวลาที่มันน่าเบื่อหมดนะลงเรียนนะเอาแค่นั้นเองเหรอทีนี้ make shoulder and back ทำง่ายมากไม่ต้องไปทำผิดเลยมันก็คือว่าตอนแรกใช่ไหมเขาเข้าหน้าเสร็จใช่ไหมแต่เขาไม่รู้แต่ว่าเดี๋ยวเขามาดูรอมาถ้าคุณเดี๋ยวคุณบอกเขาบอกว่า อะไรกันร้อยวันที่บอกว่าเขาไม่ได้ดีใช่ไหมเขาก็ซีรีแลกแล้วก็ออยอ่ะว่าชอบอะไรตามนั้นแต่ว่าเล่าให้ฟังว่าดีได้เขาว่าตัวใหญ่เขาว่าตัวใหญ่แต่ว่าเพราะว่าตัวใหญ่แต่มึงเนี่ยนั่งได้เลยมึงก็ถามเขาเอาว่าเขาโอเคไหมอะไรแล้วก็ถ้าเขามาเพราะว่าเขาก็เข้าใจว่าเอาถึง
Don't mess up my lower laptop. The last one, vehicle eco. Vehicle eco. 真好。Hi.
Hi, good morning.
What can I do for you?
I have a 9 a.m.
Hello, Christine. How are you?
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Christine. Today, you book with Katie. Okay, so she will take care of you. She really good too. She's my sister. Yeah,
hey,
whatever
so
my
good.
hand is, she will be exactly.
Oh,
Okay.
that's good to know.
All right. How is the baby?
She's good. She's 6 months almost now.
I know.
Can you believe that?
Time goes by fast.
Yep.
So fast, I can't believe it.
I know you're tired.
Yeah.
I can tell. You know what I mean? Yeah, but she is very good hand. You
Great.
just tell her that how much you like. She will be
Perfect.
you love her.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Yes. Then let me go. Okay.
Okay. Do you want me to go?
I'll open it for you. She's going to go and open it. There. And she's faster than I am. Rất hào, 93.5ดีมาก
แล้วหมอนข้างหมอนเวลาขึ้นนอนด้านข้างมันต้องตรงขาระหว่างขาเอาหมอนอันไหน
มึงจะให้เขาเหรอมึงจะเอาให้เขาใช่ไหม
หรือไม่ต้องก็ปกติ
ไม่ต้องก็ได้แต่ถ้ามึงจะเอาแต่ถ้ามึงจะถ้ามึง
ใหญ่ไง
เดี๋ยวถ้ามึงจะเอาขึ้นมาก็มีหมอนตรงขาไง
อ๋อ
มีหมอนที่รองขาไงเอาไปวางไว้ขาสมมติว่ามีหมอนใช่ไหมขาเขาจะต้องอยู่อย่างเงี้ยขาเขาอยู่ไว้ใช่ไหมหมอนมันจะต้องอยู่อย่างเงี้ยนึกออกไหมแต่ถ้ามึงจะเอาวางไว้ตรงนี้ก็ได้ก็หมอนนั่นแหละใช่ไหมเขาเข้าตู้ไปแล้วแต่คนนี้เขาน่ารักเขาเป็นแบงค์ออฟเหรอ แต่ว่าเขาทำมันที่บ้านแต่ตอนนี้ไม่รู้ว่าเขาจะอยู่ที่เนี่ยหมอเขาเป็นจริงๆเขาไม่ได้แก่ต้องไปเรียกไปดีกว่านั่นไม่เขาเป็นลูกค้าเก่าเขาเป็นลูกค้าเก่าเขาตั้งแต่คือนวดลูกเขาอยู่มา2-3 คนแล้ว2-3 คนแล้วก็จะท้องอ่ะนี่เห็นไหมบอกแล้วไงว่าเนี่ยเขามีลูกเป็น6 เดือนแล้วเขาก็มาทำได้
Just like it.
ไม่ใช่
Yeah. Like I said, I can move it around. And that, like, since I said the space link, since I prepared the trees from when it comes in, for the equipment when it comes in. ไม่นั้นนะเพราะว่ามันเป็นของมึงนึกออกไหมไอ้เนี่ยมันก็จะตัดเลยใช่นอกจากไม่นะกูเป็นคนเล็กกอดเองไม่ถือว่าเขาเล็กกอดมันจะอยู่ในนั้นใช่คือใช่คนนี้ของตั้งแต่ที่ถ้าพอดได้ก็คือว่าผมพอดแล้วคือมาหญิงแบบว่าได้พอดทำงานที่นอนเลยตอนนี้คือก็เดี๋ยวนี้ก็สรุปพอแค่อยากมีนั่นแหละทำแล้วจะแบบก็มีอันเดี๋ยวพร้อมออกมาใช่ไหมมาเอาอีกอันนะก็คือว่าตัวเก็บกันให้เสร็จไม่ใช่ของมึงอะไรเอาคือมีแล้วเอาของมึงไว้แล้วเอาอีกไหมนะ มีค่า
หมายถึงว่า
สวย
ออกมาหนังเพราะว่าตัว
สวยสมองหัวลายเดินถ้ามันจะเอาอะ现在知道啊
เนี่ยอย่างเงี้ยนะ
ใช่เพราะปั้น
เพราะว่ากูไม่ได้รู้เนี่ย
the better
นี่ไงมึงจะเอานั้นไหม
ปีก้าหอมอ่ะ
เอาถ้ามึงจะเอา2 อันมึงจะเอาไปทั้ง2 อันใช่ไหมไม่ถ้ามึงจะเอา2 อันนะเอาปะเนี่ยเลือกไป2อ๋อแล้วเขามาไววัน
Thompson University
ลูกค้ากูไม่ได้นวดก็เลยรีบมาอะไรนะลูกค้ากูไม่ได้นวดเลยรีบมาเขาบอกว่าเขาอ่ะเพราะว่าบุ๊กมาตั้งนานแล้วแต่มันไม่ได้ไปนั่นแหละตามนั้นตามนั่นแหละอีกแล้วก็อย่างที่บอกนั่นแหละว่าอีป้าข้างบนเห็นไหมนั่นแหละเองก็เอาให้นอนให้เขานอนเวลา
ไม่เป็นหมอนแล้วใช่ไหมหมอนหายไปเลยแต่ว่าหมอนไม่ดีลูกค้าก็
ว่าไปยาวไปตามนั้น
let's see that the web signal today is not good. Lucky thing we ordered the space link. This is supposed to be a commercial account. See, it might show up. This 5G is a AT&T 5G is a joke. It's a marketing ploy. We pay for it, and they beginning to put the infrastructure on this red light. We'll never join the smart city. We're so far behind China. It's not funny.
Showed the TV cameras a sign of the colors of his country's flag, bearing the words "No War in Ukraine." The 3-year-old from Kiev finished in 18th place. After the competition, he reportedly described the news of guns, weapons, and armies around Ukraine as not okay. He asked Jeng-Chyang that, like normal people, he does not want war and that he would fight for peace. International the Olympic sites venues or other areas. However, the IOC said that Oscovich was making a general plea for peace, so he faced new repercussions.
And the Korean news
Japan's Prime Minister says the government
has
is considering easing the country's tight
another problem with the AT&T 5G.
We need to take into account the scientific knowledge that's been gained about the Omicron variant, changes in vaccine situation both at home and abroad, and border control measures in place in other countries.
The government reinforced strict entry restrictions in November when Omicron variant began to spread around the world. The measures are scheduled to remain in force through to the end of this month. But business leaders have been calling on the government to review the restrictions because of the effect they're having on social and economic activities. Tokyo reported over 11,000 new cases on Saturday. That's down more than 9,300 cases from the same day last week and marks the fourth straight day of a week-on-week decline. Health authorities across the country confirmed more than 68,000 new cases on Saturday. Over 1,300 people are now in serious condition. A fire at a confectionery factory in the central Japanese prefecture of Niigata late Friday night has left at least 5 people dead. The whereabouts of several other employees remain unknown. Firefighters were alerted to the blaze shortly before midnight on Friday. They managed to finally put it out by about midday Saturday, but not before the building on the south side of the plant had been destroyed.
See,
The fire spread
Yeah.
quickly. The fire
It's so
alarm rang
easy.
and the lights went off.
yeah,
Oh, this one. You see that how she in the and
Outside.
like
Yeah.
Yeah. A fifth body has also been recovered, and police are trying to determine whether it could be one of 2 male employees in their 20s who remain unaccounted for. Police and the confectionery makers say there were about 30 people in the building when the fire broke out, and that they were taking a break at the time. Police are investigating the cause of the accident and how the survivors managed to escape.
what do you want me to see?
Myanmar's military armed ethnic minorities
shop where they found it. It's been removed. I removed it yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then what?
On their hand mobile phone, it's been removed too.
So what we do now?
We go back and make sure all the links work.
Okay. And like I said, we have to be, mainly because we're going to be concentrated to that. Because now people is confused, what I
Yeah,
mean, to
they're
be
confused.
click and all kind of that, okay?
Yeah.
เอาละดีมาก เก่งมากจริงๆ but it remove like 75
Yeah.
and how about
The
the
Swedish massage totally.
how about the $95 and all kind of
And that I'm gonna try to do on Square today.
but we did, what I mean?
Yeah, I'll double check it.
Okay, yeah, 95 and remember take out the packet 165เอา
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you want, I will put something else, but take that thing out first.
Yeah.
165 okay? And 195 just leave it right there. But like I said, keep that thing out.
At the Beijing Olympics, Japanese ski jumper Kobayashi Ryu has added the silver in the men's archery event to his collection. He fell agonizingly short of his second gold at the Games. Kobayashi was on top after for the first round at a leap of 142 meters. His second jump of 138 meters gave him a total of 292.8 points, just 3.3 short of the top spot. Afterwards, the 25-year-old men's normal hill champ said it was a closer competition than usual. He added that he was just happy to make two big jumps. William Marius Lindvik of Norway was the only jumper to twice go over 140 meters. Saturday's men's 500-meter speed skating final was dominated by Asian nations, with China, South Korea, and Japan.
You see that? Otherwise, new people never can come
Chinese
there.
Valentines
Not
broke the
really.
Olympic record.
Old
They
kind.
did it in 3:27
Nobody, because they don't know from few. Too many people, you know.
Its first ever men's
Like
speed
say,
skating
go
gold.
look to another people.
Gao, who was his country's runner at the opening ceremony, said he feels he did well to lead the Chinese athletes to achieve their goals. Chang Yun of South Korea won the silver medal in the same event for the second games in a row. Japan's Mori Shigeru won bronze. The 21-year-old has been improving this season and landed Japan a medal in the discipline for the first time in 12 years. Afterwards, he described himself as satisfied, adding that he was able to show what he's got. And those were the main stories for this hour.
And so TV doesn't work. That on.
I'm Candice Sacramento. Thanks very much for joining us. Japanese fast food chains have been suffering from a lack of French fries due to a shortage of potatoes. We look at why the global supply chain is now in a state of turmoil. South Korea is seeing a boom in highly valued startups known as unicorns, like this high-speed online retailer. They're attracting huge investments from overseas as investors look for new places to put their money amid rising tensions between the U.S. and China. A quick scan of an IC chip provides detailed information about the art it's attached to. Today's on-site report features an IT company using blockchain technology to protect physical art, while revolutionizing how it's documented and authenticated. Joining us by video, we have Lee Chu, Chief Economist at Mitsubishi UFJ Morgan Stanley Securities. It's good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
So let's take a look at this week's top stories. As you can see, U.S. inflation hits a 40-year high, which has sparked chatter that the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates more aggressively, rattling stock markets. Amazon says it's raising the cap on base salary for engineers and office workers to as much as $350,000. In the semiconductor industry, antitrust concerns have led to the collapse of a blockbuster merger deal. Europe's energy security is under threat amid tensions over Ukraine. In response, Japan will send some liquefied natural gas to Europe to help out. So, what catches your attention?
I think number one and two, price increases are driven by both supply side and demand side factors. Not only are supply side constraints are still in place, but there is also a strong labor market, forcing the factories to. But on the other hand, the consumer sentiment, the University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index has fallen to the lowest level since October 2011 in a decade.
I will
We may need to consider the possibility of weaker
just a
consumption
second.
after several months due to lower
看新闻
impulse,
等一下。
higher prices, and higher interest rates.
So does this mean that wages are going to continue to go down?
Real wages, yes.
Now we go to Rajabhat for a look at how disruptions to the global supply chain have made it harder for people to get one of their favorite items on the fast food menu.
Well, Charlotte, something you and I both love to snack on, French fries. Now, the shortage comes as industries across the globe suffer from a lack of key supplies due to widespread shipping delays caused by the pandemic. We look at how this fast food staple has been caught up in the logistics nightmare.
I'm here at a restaurant with a major fast food chain. And today, it's possible to buy fries, not only in small sizes, but bigger sizes too.
McDonald's Japan began offering fries in medium and large sizes again on Monday. They've been suspended for nearly a month since early January.
最近はどうされますか？もちろん L で、もちろん L で。S はちょっと自分的にちょっと物足りないというか少ない感じがするんで。
The company says the rationing was a result of import delays from North America and supply is still shaky. Other fast food chains have taken similar steps, removing some offerings of fries from menus. French fries are just one casualty of the supply chain chaos caused by surging demand in the United States. At the U.S. gateway for trade with Asia, shipping traffic has been backed up. The Japan External Trade Organization says in mid-January, there were nearly 100 container vessels waiting to get into the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach at one point. The ferocious spread of the Omicron variant has resulted in fewer port workers as well. What's more, it was massive flooding late last year near the port of Vancouver in Canada, which is one of North America's largest shipping hubs. That caused further delays in deliveries of potato products. Global food industry expert Shibata Akio says not all businesses can find alternative supplies.
Some people may say restaurants can substitute domestic potatoes if imports are disrupted. But that's not the case, because some of them use a particular type of potato.
米国の広大な大地に見えてきた巨大な緑の円形は実はポテトの産地なのです。
An association of U.S. potato farmers says most French fries in North America are made from a type of potato called russet, often known as Idaho potatoes. Its large size makes it suitable for producing long fries. It also has a lower water content, giving fries the right texture. But almost no one in Japan grows russet potatoes. Most restaurant chains rely on the imports. Shibata says the supply challenges for these businesses may be around for a while.
The Omicron variant is still sweeping the globe, and shortages of workers and containers continue. I think the instability of French fry supplies will continue on and off for some time.
Other parts of the world are also facing shortages. Fast food outlets in places like Malaysia and Indonesia are reportedly running low. Global logistics continue to be in disarray. That means more food products and other items could disappear from store shelves and menus.
This is such an interesting story because we hear about supply chain disruptions all the time, but this is an example of how it directly affects us. Jim, I don't know about you, but I am a huge French fry lover. I mean, what do you make of this whole situation?
Well, one thing that has made us realize is how much we love French fries. And how many things are produced for people to be quite complicated.
Doing okay this morning?
How long they are, what kind of data you can use.
Perfect.
It is provided a good opportunity to realize how many things we do that we do are an accumulation of many different things. From an economic point of view, I think there are two things to note. One is higher costs, which is leading to inflation, and the other is the need to come up with a safety net to be secure against any shocks and fall. And this has given us a kind of awakening as it makes us think why things are being outsourced. The longer the camera lasts, the more it will become there will be more companies to make capital investments to expand their Asian facilities in insufficient warehouses. And for governments, it may also lead to deeper discussions on the review of economic security issues.
So, Ching, what does this mean? Does this mean that we have to imagine a future where we don't have a stable supply of French fries?
Morning, Ron.
Hey, how are you, Tom?
I'm good, thank you.
While the major Japanese shipping companies saying there is still no prospect of resolving the container shortage and logistics chaos. On the other hand, a few foreign shipping companies believe that the situation is expected to normalize by the end of this year. In any case, while the price has been normalized, it doesn't mean that the logistics inspection will be resolved by
This new 5G is giving us all headaches. Thank you, Ron.
Yeah.
Companies who advertise that they are not for defense because they use domestic computers for increasing. It's a bit opportunity for other local domestic companies to fight back. They can emphasize that they use products which are domestically made and they use local products. That could persuade people that this is a better idea.
So this is kind of turning into battle of the French fries. Next week, global trends. Unicorns are startups that are valued at over $1 billion. Today, we look at a female-led South Korean unicorn that is attracting global as it continues to draw in overseas investors.
Jeng-Chyang uses an e-commerce app that she says is indispensable. Fast-growing online retailer Market Carway. Its product line has around 30,000 items, including fruit and vegetables, available all around the country. Unlike other e-commerce sites, orders can be delivered by 7 p.m. Customers can receive groceries they ordered just the night before. It's so Hungarian because I could get frozen. This has about 10 million members, around 1 in 5. The company's market value topped $1 billion last year. It's 6th year in operation. Founder Kim Suma came up with the idea based on working in a 2-income household. Later tonight, there is nothing to eat for breakfast. And so I don't have to worry about shopping for breakfast if I could order food at night and have it in the morning. The venture worked out its own logistics system to transport goods at night. It bought refrigeration trucks and set up distribution routes in 4 locations around the country. To get things off the ground, she raised $750 million, mostly from overseas. Overseas investors have been successful in countries
My
like
sister,
the
she will
US,
get all day. I don't know if someone calls or something.
value stock
Get
Okay.
their money, you know what I mean?
has a
They pay,
certain market size.
and then give it to us. They will.
They bet them success and invest. Overseas investments in South Korean unicorns skyrocketed last year to about $5.7 billion, about 8 times the amount the year before. Experts believe money has started pouring in as relations between China and the United States soured. To support the startup scene, the government upgraded one of its departments into a ministry. It offered management programs and financial support.
I believe the number of South Korean unicorns could soon rise to 50 or even 100.
With so many unicorns on the horizon, the underpinnings of South Korea's society and economy appear for great change.
We're seeing increasing unicorns here in Japan as well. I remember just a few years ago, we only had one. So, Ching, what do you make of this increase in unicorns in South Korea?
SpaceLink has no problem bypassing AT&T. I mean,
Unicorn companies have not been born in Korea. This is especially
AT&T is
which has similar to situations such as GDP per capita and population, where UK has 67 million, while Korea has 52 million. If you look at the number of immigrant population around the world, the United States has the largest number at 388, followed by China, India, the UK, and Egypt. So the size of the market is not only in per capita, as the UK is the world's fifth largest economy, and India is the world's sixth largest. South Korea is
Oh,
and that's the classification has led to certain changes in the foreign exports, and now Korea seems to be
on I'll stay on at least till 10, and the way the day is going, I'll probably have to cut the live stream short. Have any questions on the space link and 2022 Toyota update 2022 and Princess Oriental Princess website update 2022? Just put them on the comments below and I will answer them for you. Thank you very much for continuing your support for this channel. This channel is dedicated to stroke survivors, especially the ones that are bedridden. I will try to make the drone videos, virtual walk as soon as I can. I'll keep, like I said, I'll always have the on slow motion, the comments, and always 1 minute behind. Gives me a chance to catch up on the comments.
Today we're talking about how NFTs are being used to keep track of physical art. Clearly NFTs are booming, but what are NFTs and how do they work? So Roger, can you break it down?
NFT stands for non-fungible token, which is basically a unique digital asset that cannot be altered or reproduced. Now, NFTs were first created to prove digital data like images, videos, or even songs and games are original and unique. That can make them valuable just like other rare assets. And to prove that uniqueness, NFTs make use of a decentralized digital ledger called blockchain that keeps a permanent record of transactions. Most people probably think of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin when they hear the word blockchain, but that's just one use for what's basically a tamper-proof digital record keeping technology.
Shivam, have you jumped on the NFT wagon yet?
Well, I do not have enough liquidity to buy some now, unfortunately. The capitalization of digital art by NFT has attracted a great deal of attention. Last year, an NFT by the artist Man's People was sold for $69 million. Before, fans could not collect digital works, but now they can do it through NFT, and the artists control their own art works to collect it. And it seems that the money is coming from games and cryptocurrencies, so they are buying new trending tech with profits made from the trending tech.
That's really interesting. Well, while digital art might be trending, NFTs are also now starting to have a major impact here in the real world. Let's find out how.
The IC tag attached to this artwork was developed by Japanese IT venture StartOn in 2020. Since the artwork's certificate of authenticity has been turned into an NFT, the information stored within it cannot be tampered with. Giving it a quick scan will provide the user with detailed information, including the artist, title, and even the materials used. The IC chip can be issued as an attachable seal, or as a card that can be kept separately. Once an NFT is issued for a piece of artwork, it can easily be kept track of as it travels between galleries, collectors, and museums. Users with access to the company's services can keep tabs on any registered work of art, no matter where it is or how many times it has been lent or sold. Founder Shi Haihei began working as a contemporary artist after graduating from art school, but immediately noticed the industry was overly complicated when it came to buying and selling works of art. Transactions generally take place between experts, and how the value of a piece is determined can be difficult for the general public to understand. This is one reason why uneducated collectors can end up paying exorbitant prices for art if they aren't careful. Currently, the company is in the process of registering over 13,000 IC tag pieces to its network. It hopes that NFT technology will help make buying and selling physical art easier and more transparent.
In addition to information on the artist and artwork, information on who issued the certificate and who it was issued to is all permanently recorded in a safe and secure way. No matter how many times the artwork is bought and sold, its sales history can always be kept up to date.
Unfortunately, incidents involving fraud have also taken a heavy toll on the industry. Just last year, several forgeries of works by famous Japanese painters were discovered. Although arrests were made, the credibility of art dealers in Japan was put into question. Taguchi Niwa was one of the first collectors to register their artwork using Startbond's technology. At nearly 600 pieces, the private collection contains a wide range of contemporary art from all over. Until now, she's relied on paper documentation to verify ownership and authenticity of a major piece in the collection. Not only are paper documents easy to counterfeit, the risk of losing or damaging them was also a concern. Having a secure, digitized version helps minimize both stress and effort.
With physical documentation, we always have to worry about fires or other threats.
Jeng-Chyang,
But technology guarantees that I will always have access to the most important information for each registered piece.
In addition to providing security, she believes that NFT certificates will increase transparency. By making artists and collectors feel safe and comfortable, he hopes to bring positive change to the art industry.
Up until now, the market has been dominated by a very small group of people. I think that beyond that lies a huge untapped group of artists and collectors that are ready to pour in. So my goal is to use technology to allow as many people as possible to experience the joys of art.
June, to me, NFT tech makes more sense when it's used in this way with physical art.
Well, putting this kind of information into the digital format is very good as far as it's looking efficiency. But at the same time, I question how many wealthy collectors really want this level of transparency, and some may want to hide their own. But overall, this clearly will be beneficial for opening up the market and seeking for things. But if it's slow, if it's time,
Yeah,
it's possible
he told Ian, I got this from, think, time
Yeah, this is all really
for,
interesting. Rocky, can you tell us more about
but
Startbond's
they
business
said
model?
that
Well, currently,
was
main source of revenue is service fees for
got
issuing
back
the IC
from
tag
Las
NFT
Vegas,
certificates.
and
And
that it's
Startbond
been
charges about $10
27
per
years.
And now it's getting involved in the world
That's
of
for
manga
their
as well.
first trip
Last March, the company partnered
in
with
27
publisher
years.
Shueisha
And they
to
have
swap
the
NFT certificates for physical art and
travel center
collectibles from popular titles like One Piece.
and grocery store.
Wow, okay. I mean, we know that
I,
One Piece
I've
has a
been
huge
going
fan
there
base.
myself for
June, what do you think about this kind of
20
collaboration with manga?
23 years.
One of the great things about digitalization, it's very easy to copy something on, but with art,
And they, the new generation, they do an excellent job.
by having a physical amount of information, it's reality audiences. And I think it can be applied with related on collectibles such as manga and anime. They are a great example. There are many huge fans in Slam Dragon Ball and many other Japanese content which may already exist. So it gives a massive global opportunity.
Definitely. Well, our next segment features a totally different type of art, traditional Japanese crafts. And it seems that introducing NFT certificates might just help ensure their future.
Nakamura Kiyomiya is a fourth-generation artisan. His family
Yeah.
traditional unglazed clay
We might be cut off here. Like I said, with AT&T, you take a chances. See, it's down again.
Figures. He has also made several pieces that incorporate contemporary.
And it doesn't matter a commercial account or residential account. They take advantage of
Aside from
clients.
those who are already interested in traditional Hakata Ningyo, I also want to appeal to those who think this style is outdated or who aren't familiar with it yet.
Like that's why I support Elon Musk.
The customer base is rather lopsided. The majority of clients purchasing Hakata Ningyo are elderly, and sales have been steadily declining. Nakamura is worried that the future of his craft might be in jeopardy.
Some artisans are quitting because they can't earn enough to feed themselves. Others are persevering, but with things this bad, there's no way they can ask their children to take over the business.
Recently, Nakamura has put some of his works up for sale on an e-commerce site that began operating in 2019. The site specializes in offering items made by young Japanese artisans. Project manager Ishigami Ken personally selected all 23 artists that are currently listed on the site and had NFTs issued for each of their pieces. Attached via an IC chip, the NFT not only serves as a digital certificate of authenticity, it also contains text that conveys a message from the artist, as well as a video that explains the creation process for each piece.
When it comes to adding to the value of a piece, I think the most important thing is providing the story or concept behind it. With skilled craft work, I think people naturally tend to look at the techniques applied or the materials used to make it. So I decided to take things deeper and focus on the reason why the artist chose to create it.
With most customers being between the ages of 20 and 30, the site has given artisans like Nakamura a much needed platform for reaching a younger demographic. Over the last year, the site sold over 500 pieces and generated sales of about $1 million. Selling their crafts via the site offers the artisans one more unique benefit. Usually, the creator only receives a single one-time payment for their work from the first customer it's sold to. However, now thanks to the added NFT technology, the artist can set the terms so that they receive a portion of the sale price every time the piece is sold. All of the pieces Nakamura listed on the site have already sold out, including this one that sold for about $14,000. He believes that digital technology and NFTs could play a major role in preserving traditional Japanese crafts.
With this new tool at my disposal, I feel even more confident in passing my craft on to a fifth generation of Nakamura. I think NFTs might just be the key to keeping our age-old traditions alive and well.
Something that caught my attention was how artists can use this tech to receive portions of future sales. I mean, that sounds like a game changer. A lot of musicians, they receive funds when their music is played, but when it comes to, artists, you don't really see that. What did you think of that, Shu?
Well, I agree that there is a huge benefit to artists and can allow them to earn far more of a single piece. But when collectors or museums for the field, this will mean higher costs. If the cost is higher, you need to be more selective. Therefore, we will likely see a dichotomy of luxury or high-end versus standard or more common person. So traditional crafts, unfortunately, in terms of the number of works and the size of market, such that crafts are no longer a major major industry. If it's not major, it is very difficult to verify the authenticity. So if with this initiative, if the cost would increase for the people outside the field, there will be a naturally widen the market opportunity will increase. In addition to that, Japan, which possesses a lot of content, will be an advantageous position. So from the historical perspective, it may be a good opportunity to take the lead and create the group.
Well, actually, Japan's Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry has commissioned Startbomb to kick off an NFT test project later this month, starting with the fashion industry. So, unique pieces of clothing from selected designers will be scanned and turned into digital 3D versions with an NFT. Now, as you know, the online world known as the metaverse is starting to pick up interest and is becoming a place not just for games and socializing, but also for business. And it seems like the Japanese government is looking to make sure the country's economy doesn't miss out on this new trend.
So too, the governments are already adopting blockchain technology and now NFTs. Do you see any barriers that could kind of slow down their adoption?
Well, the convenience of digital society is its replicability and anonymity. But on the other hand, it has also created many problems such as piracy and crime. The important thing is to find a balance between the two, but at the moment we seem to be overly biased toward high levels of replicability and anonymity. And I think that there are some technology like NFT is attracting attention as one way to create this balance. It is good for a certain period of time, but we need to keep in mind that if we tagging those data, we may lose the flexibility of our economy.
All right, well, that's all the time for this week. June, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
That's it for this week. I'm Shalom Vogue, and this was History. We'll see you next week.
Jenny Dagger, representante olímpica en la especialidad de lanzamiento de martillo, tercera altura y oradora. La adolescencia para mí fue la etapa más difícil de mi vida, porque vivíamos en Estados Unidos, mi familia se volvió a vivir a Argentina, donde apenas hablaba español, era mucho más grandota que todos los demás, y era raro porque me gustaba hacer deporte. El bullying empezó a los 14 años, en el colegio me decían gorda casi todos los días, o me decían algún chico sobre mi apariencia, ya cosas más físicas, en donde por ahí me medía la espalda con una regla, o dibujaba en el pizarrón una ala de dos puertas, con dos brazos, dos piernas y una cabeza, decía Jenny, a decirme machona si jugaba al fútbol, hasta que llegaron a aprender juego un zapato, y un chico en chiste me ahorcó. Así que fueron momentos muy marcados de mucha agresión. Yo en el fondo sentía que lo merecía. Fue potenciar todas mis inseguridades hasta llegué a pensar en si me mataba, iba a dejar una nota diciendo que era por las cosas que estaban pasando en el colegio, por lo que los chicos me estaban haciendo. Nunca pude pedir ayuda porque me generaba muchísima vergüenza y la aislación. Me sentía muy sola en lo que me estaba pasando y no hablé y no se lo conté a nadie hasta que cumplí 30 años. Y ahí pude ir primero perdonando mi cuerpo y después dándome cuenta que no había nada que perdonar. Después de mi primera salida de la situación de bullying, llegaron a entrenar a la pista, sentía una alegría y una conexión muy diferente y es muy lindo hoy poder ser distinto nunca tuve. El lanzamiento de martillo a mí me representa ahora en mi vida. Simplemente me encanta mi cuerpo, me encanta medir 1,80 m, tener un cuerpo activo, representar a mi país en todos los Juegos Olímpicos, vivir mi sueño plenamente fue gracias al cuerpo.
Returns from extinction with a warning for the world. This is a message from the United Nations Development Program. Growing extinct is a bad thing. We hope for a climate disaster, and yet every year governments spend hundreds of billions of public funds on fossil fuel subsidies. Don't choose extinction. The Velociraptor urges the nations of Earth to fight global warming. Humanity faces a pressing challenge: stopping carbon emissions. Now, researchers in Japan are finding ways to actually use carbon as a resource. They call it carbon recycling. Their goal? To recycle abundant carbon emissions into fuel and useful chemical products. What if CO2 could be a substitute for petroleum or used to make plastic materials? And what if we could feed it to microbes to make jet fuel? The Science looks at how Japan is using innovation to turned the CO2 emissions challenge on its head. My name is Volume. I'll be your navigator. Japan is the world's fifth largest emitter of CO2. Power generation and petroleum refining alone produce 420 million tons of CO2. But researchers are working to transform this CO2 into an alternative to petroleum. Osaka City University. Researchers here are looking at ways to produce petroleum-free plastics. Tamura Masazumi is an associate professor of engineering. In 2021, he successfully produced plastic material derived from CO2 with the first of its kind method.
これはアルコールの一種のディオールと二酸化炭素を反応させる装置になります。CO2 はこちらの管からずっと来て、こうブクブクとなってで実際に出てきたものっていうのがここにありますけれども、これをプラスチック工業としていろいろ。
Polycarbonate diol is one such plastic. It's a familiar part of our everyday life. It delivers soft stretchability for training and swimwear.
Man, the holidays, well, not holidays, the special days are very busy. This A&T is goes in and out, but you still have to pay for it, and we're responsible for everything. They're not responsible for nothing.
Tamura's research is finding support from a major Japanese steel producer that is also a major emitter of CO2.
今回の田村先生との、共同研究では、今実験するレベルなので、弊社は最終的にはやはり製鉄用で発生した CO2 を原料に、例えば2030年代にこの技術を使って実用化していければと考えています。
Automotive and air transportation also account for significant emissions. Now, scientists are looking for ways to power transportation with the very CO2 that it emits. June 2021, Kagoshima Airport in southwest Kyushu. A small jet aircraft is taking on an experimental fuel. This is Biojet Fuel, the first of its kind produced in Japan.
Let me clean my glasses real quick.
To Haneda International, powered by biofuel. In a corporate laboratory, we're introduced to the creatures who provided the fuel. This tank is home to tiny green organisms called euglena. These microbes provide the feedstock for biofuel production. Barely a tenth of a millimeter long, euglena is an ancient organism, neither plant nor animal, but with characteristics of both. Through photosynthesis, they can generate nutrients from sunlight, like plants. They can also move about with their own power, like animals. Euglena grow by absorbing light and CO2. Their capacity to absorb CO2 is potentially tens of times higher than the leaves of plants. Of course, euglena-based fuel also emits CO2, but that CO2 can be again absorbed by euglena. In effect, the result is virtually carbon neutral. Izumo meets
Alternative fuels. I should put that down too.
in 2005.
Alternative.
Euglena are highly nutritious, and Izumo was convinced that this abundant organism might be a key to ending hunger. During his research, he encountered a type of euglena he'd never seen before.
ウラムシって一種が力を持った分子がいるんですよ。で私はいろんな新しい分子を見つけて、すごくぽっちゃりした、お相撲さんのような、すごく大きい緑虫がいたんですね。で、この子いろいろ調べてくると、全部油。
Euglena are extremely rich in lipids. This is a sample of extracted euglena lipids.
緑虫です。来てきますって言ったんですよ。いや、これそんなことできるの皆さんに笑われて、馬鹿にされて、で緑虫の油が非常にその品質が良かったので、バイオジェット燃料にするっていうことは絶対不可能じゃないな。
The first step was to breed large quantities of euglena in a special pool. Ko Tatsu led the biofuel development project.
燃料を作るっていうのは、いわゆる石油会社がやるような領域、我々誰もそんな燃料を作るプロが誰もいなかったところから始まっていて、それでもプラントを作るというのを決めて、踏み出した。
In 2018, the company built a proof-of-concept plant for biofuel production. Engineers with petroleum refining backgrounds came on board, and full-scale fuel development was launched.
こちらが、このプラントの原料の大元になります。
To ensure a stable supply of feedstock, the plant is currently mixing euglena lipids with waste edible oil. In 2020, after 10 years of research, the company produced its first batch of diesel fuel. Because it has the same characteristics as diesel made from petroleum, it can be used as is to fuel diesel vehicles.
車両だとか、給油拠点とか、全く同じように使えるので、既存のインフラをそのまま使えるというのが一番のメリットで、それに CO2 の削減する効果がプレミアムとしてついてくる。
Scheduled bus service powered by this new fuel is gradually expanding. But one major challenge remains: cost. Producing a single liter of euglena fuel costs around 10,000 yen, a little under $100. To solve this challenge, the plant will be expanded in 2025. The current capacity of 125 kiloliters per year will grow by a factor of 2,000 to 250,000 kiloliters.
今、1万円ぐらいかかっているのが、200円から10円台になっていて、
$2 per liter. Got biodiesel in Japan. The research being done.
2050年
biodiesel. That's good news. Yesterday at Sam's Club in Easley, I seen the BMW electric Series 3, and it was a very nice car. I seen it too. I seen the white one. I seen the green one at Sam's. I seen the white one at Saigon Market in Greenville.
The fund pools contributions from 86 participating enterprises and uses them to support carbon recycling research. It also creates networking opportunities for companies looking to get involved. This event was attended by 18 companies in industries from construction to heavy industry. They came to exchange ideas for carbon zero business models.
で CO2 は、水素を反応させてさらにメタンを作って放流をしていきたいと。工場発電所から CO2 を農作物のある方に送ります。で、カーボンニュートラルな農作物というものを作ることによって発生している。
Suyama Chiaki is there to help generate ideas.
CO2 っていうのはね、脱炭素っていうと、炭素がなくなるんですよね。地球には炭素がずっと沖縄のところで循環してるわけです。生物もみんなカーボンなんですよ。だからそのバランスを崩さないようにもっと賢く炭素を使っていきましょう。
自分の会社の持っている技術ってかなり限られているところもありますし、各会社さんで立場の違いも考えが違うと、そういうところをヒアリングしながら、みんながウィンウィンになっていくのをやめることが大事だと思いました。
Has the capacity to plan a better future. By making recycling carbon as a resource a part of that plan, our future will be all the more bright. Today, we stand at the crossroads.
Presentation plays an important part in Japanese cuisine. Japanese knives make it possible. Japanese kitchen knives come in a broad assortment of shapes and sizes. This one has a rectangular blade, but it's not a cube. It is the prince blade of any Japanese kitchen knife. Even at the start, it is just 2 millimeters thin. It is used to make vegetables and intricately sliced. Here it is being used on a daikon radish to even the peel of sheets so thin they are crimson soft. The design keeps the blade pressed smoothly against the surface. This is a sashimi knife. It's 30 centimeters long, very big when compared to the pieces of fish it is used to cut. Any swinging back and forth of the blade would make the surface of the fish ragged. A blade this small can make the full cut in a single smooth motion. For every knife, the shape of the blade is key. Most Japanese blades are chiseled, on one side of the cutting edge. In contrast, most Western knives are flat blade, with the blade tapering away from the cutting edge on both sides. Difference is that made.
That is from Asian Market, Haywood Mall. And I don't know the owner, but it seems like a Chinese store. But the owner's very nice to me and helpful to the ones that are handicapped.
Precision. This makes beautiful final presentations possible. Let's take a look at the basics of forging Japanese cement. First, chipping seams add to the connected heat and cement. Then iron oxide is sprinkled over a hot
organic.
The icon steel now heated to 1000 degrees Celsius to hammer
Chestnut,
mixes the metals together.
very good.
The overlaid steel will become the blade's cutting edge. Now the climax, tempering. Maintaining a furnace temperature between 780 and 800 degrees Celsius demands great skill. After being heated red hot, the knife is rapidly finished in water. The more abrupt the temperature change, the harder the blade will be and the sharper its edge. The concept of attaching steel and iron originates from Japanese swordmaking. Just as impressive as Japan's knives or its scissors, they are produced in a vast range of shapes and sizes. The iconic type is this uniquely Japanese style of squeeze scissors or nikiri-basami. Squeeze scissors are made by forging chisel-ground blades on both ends of a long, thin strip of metal.
Yeah, we'll be a lot better off
So that the blades mesh on both sides of the scissors.
if ATT a competitor for once.
Squeeze scissors have long been used in some
Elon Musk. Mountain does satellite.
squeeze scissors transmit the motion of the fingers directly to the blades. They are ideal for precision snipping. These squeeze scissors are used in traditional confection. A delicate touch is made possible by the blades being controlled with fingers. This allows for very intricate work. Each of the 10 petals of these confections is made with a snap of the scissors.
Terrestrial
Japanese scissors
satellite
are also
internet.
used in the field of advanced medical technologies. These scissors have been designed for use in brain surgery. We need a microscope to appreciate the true extent of the skill needed to produce these. The edge is evenly ground to a thickness of 0.14 millimeters. Traditional Japanese techniques are contributing to frontline medical care.
Welcome back to the National Newsline. I'm Pamela Sackler. We start with the tensions surrounding Ukraine. The United States already has troops in Poland and is sending 3,000 more. The US aims to boost defense capabilities after Russia moved 100,000 soldiers close to its
Hey,
border
war
with
game.
Ukraine. The new deployment will
Boys
bring the
with
number of
toys.
US troops in the region to 5,000. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg visited a military base in Romania. It will host 1,000 US troops. Italian and German fighter jets are already deployed there for air patrols.
The presence of NATO troops here in Romania is so important because that sends unwavering and clarified message of alliance unity.
US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says Washington continues seeing signs of Russia's military buildup along the border and says a Russian invasion of Ukraine could happen at any time.
We are in the window when an invasion could begin at any time, should Vladimir Putin decide to order. I will not comment on the details of our intelligence information, but I do want to be clear. It could begin during the Olympics, despite a lot of speculation that it would only happen after the Olympics.
Russian officials have denied that they have any plans to invade, but Sullivan is urging American citizens in Ukraine to evacuate as soon as they can. Biden held an online meeting with the leaders of NATO as well as France, Germany, Britain and 4 other countries. Many warned of massive consequences and severe economic costs for Moscow if it chooses military escalation. The leaders say they're still pushing for a diplomatic solution. The US and Russia both announced that Biden and Putin would talk on the phone on Saturday for the first time since December. One of Ukraine's athletes at the Winter Olympics has used his platform to call for peace. After running Friday's skeleton event, Vladislav Haraskevich showed the TV cameras a sign in the colors of his country's flag bearing the words "No War in Ukraine." The 23-year-old from Kiev finished in 18th place. After the competition, he reportedly described the news of guns, weapons, and armies around Ukraine as "not okay." Haraskevich added that, like normal people, he does not want war and that he would fight for peace. International Olympic Committee rules ban political, religious, or racial propaganda in
We'll
Olympic
fight for
sites,
peace.
venues, or other areas. However, the IOC said Haraskevich was making a general
That's
plea for
oxymoron.
peace, so would face no repercussions. Japan's Prime Minister says the government is considering easing the country's tight entry restrictions for new foreign arrivals.
変異種も含めた
We need to take into account the scientific knowledge that's been gained about the Omicron variant, changes in the infection situation both at home and abroad, and border control measures in place in other countries.
I'm making progress. It's coming up on. This is my regular time home. Welcome. No matter where you are in the world, welcome to support my channel.
Because of the effect they're having on social and economic activities.
Strokes
Tokyo reported
survivors.
over 11,000 new
Films
cases
for
on
stroke
Saturday.
survivors.
That's down more than 9,300 cases from the same day last week and marks the fourth straight day of a week-on-week decline. Health
Welcome
authorities across the
from
country
Korea,
confirmed more than
Thailand,
68,000 new cases on Saturday.
Japan,
Over 1,300 people are now in serious condition.
Philippines,
A fire at a confectionery
Singapore,
factory in the central
Malaysia,
prefecture of Niigata late Friday
and
night
India.
has left at least 5 people dead. The whereabouts of several other employees remain unknown.
The
Firefighters
European
were alerted to the
countries
blaze shortly before midnight
are
on Friday.
very few
They managed to finally put it out
supporters.
by about midday Saturday, but not before the building, the south side of the plant, had been destroyed.
South America is very few, and North America is very few.
The fire ran, and the lights went off.
Police have confirmed that 4 female part-time cleaners in their 60s and 70s died. A 5th body has also been recovered, and police are trying to determine whether it could be one of 2 male employees in their 20s who remain unaccounted for. Police and the confectionery makers say there were about 30 people in the building when the fire broke out, and that they were taking a break at the time. Police are investigating the cause of the accident and how the survivors managed to escape. Myanmar's military leader has called on armed ethnic minorities to stop supporting pro-democracy protesters and join in peace negotiations with the military. Senior General Min Aung Hlaing spoke at a ceremony marking the country's Union Day. It commemorates a 1947 agreement between independence leader General Aung San and various ethnic groups. In a bid for unity, Aung San promised the ethnic minorities autonomy after gaining independence from Britain. Representatives from several minority groups attended the ceremony. Since last year's military coup, some pro-democracy protesters have engaged in fierce battles with the military after receiving weapons and training from ethnic minority militants. Min Aung Hlaing reiterated his justification of the coup. He criticized the pro-democracy protesters, describing them as terrorists. He called on armed ethnic minorities to stop cooperating in acts of terrorism. The military apparently aims to prevent the ethnic minority militants from supporting pro-democracy forces by calling on them to participate in peace talks. At the Beijing Olympics, Japanese ski jumper Kobayashi Ryu has added the silver in the men's large hill event to his collection. He fell agonizingly short of his second gold at the Games. Kobayashi was on top after the first round thanks to a leap of 142 metres. His second jump of 138 metres gave him a total of 292.8 points, just 3.3 short of the top spot. Afterwards, the 25-year-old men's
Thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Online soon.
Okay, thank you.
2 big jumps. Winner Marius Lindvik of Norway was the only jumper to twice go over 140 metres. Sunday's men's 500-meter speed skating final was dominated by Asian nations, with China, South Korea, and Japan sweeping the medals. China's Gao Tingyu broke the Olympic record in 34.32 seconds. His spectacular performance brought the host country its first ever men's speed skating gold. Gao, who was his country's flag bearer at the opening ceremony, said he feels he did well to lead the Chinese athletes to achieve their goals. Unfortunately, South Korea won a silver medal in the same event for the second games in a row. Japan won Shigeru won bronze. The country won gold for the previous season and landed Japan in the host category for the first time in 12 years. Afterwards, he described himself as satisfied, adding that he was able to show what he's got. And those are the main stories for this hour. That wraps up this edition of Management Newsline. I'm Kanako Sakura Tokyo. Thanks very much for joining us.
Kazuro Hasegawa, 90, is a leading expert in the field of dementia treatment. 2 years ago, he announced that he too was suffering from dementia. Hasegawa was the first person in Japan to develop a test to diagnose the disease in its early stages. He wants to use his own situation to show people the true face of the disease. Dementia symptoms worsen day by day. Hasegawa's unpredictable behavior is a source of distress for his family.
こうなったんですね、進行具合とか。どんどん物忘れがひどくなって、間違ったことを言ったりとかね、医師として、そういうのをやっぱり残したくないな。
Even so, he hasn't lost everything. What is most important for those living with dementia. Hasegawa is trying to find out. As people live longer, dementia is becoming more common. One powerful man whose battle with disease as an expert patient. The first sign was his uncertainty about the days of the week. In addition to a regular calendar, this tear-off calendar has become indispensable. The type of dementia Hasegawa has is called autonomic brain disease. It's supposed to progress relatively slowly. On his good days, Hasegawa continues doing research in his study. Hasegawa's medical career reflects the history of dementia treatment in Japan. Soon after the Second World War, he became a psychiatrist. In his 40s, he began to specialize in dementia. Sufferers often experienced discrimination. At that time, there were no specific standards of diagnosis. He developed the Hasegawa Dementia Scale to assess memory, and he began to change the way people felt about dementia. In order to protect the dignity of people with the disease, Hasegawa proposed changing the Japanese mind. He continued to practice medicine until he was 86. He has been one of Japan's leading dementia experts for half a century. On this day, he's visiting the university where he used to teach. Despite his condition, is still giving lectures.
私も認知症になりまして、おだしが入った話、それから確かさが発見し、
One incident in particular prompted Hasegawa to deepen his understanding of this affliction.
教えられない患者さんがいらっしゃるんですよ。その人はね、不戦士である。本当を考えて、それに彼が後から帰ったらしい。僕の心の高まりはどこへ行ってしまったんだろうか。自分のしつけの先に返された。それを心にして取り入れて、この絶対この道が認知症に対する研究、診療の手は何を何でも続けて
The person who spilled out his feelings on a sheet of music paper was Takeshi Iwakiri. Hasegawa had been his attending physician. Takeshi was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease in his 50s. He never spoke about what was in his heart. The only hint he left was the printed message on the newspaper. 僕の年齢は何もない。病名はない。僕の心がすべての思いを見守って再び帰ってきてくれた。あの美しい心の塊はもう永遠に与えられないのだろうか。彼の苦しい心が許せなかったというのが一番の悔いですが、改めてHasegawa learned about the message from Takeshi's wife, Yuko, after he died. 先生が発達がしても本当に心の中で待って私を抱きしめてくださって、先生も自分の勉強をしてっていくことを研究してきたけれども、本人の心の中を見たのはこれが初めてです。Hasegawa continued to treat dementia patients and sympathize with their feelings. Anxiety.
もうダメだ。もう僕はかん。何もできなくなるだろうか。どんどん一人。自分が認知症になってみたら、そんなに長い優しい言葉だけで、人様に申し上げることは、これはもうとてもしちゃいけないな。これは大変だと思わなくて。
Hasegawa began to understand for the first time just what people with dementia were going through. He began keeping a diary so he wouldn't forget those feelings.
I recognize that my dementia is real. I completely forgot that I had an appointment at 3 o'clock, and I didn't even realize it. That's undeniable proof that I have dementia. Yesterday, I came to the grocery store. I didn't know where the immunity light was. So I had to ask
Hold on, put this back in there.
Dementia is gradually progressing.
You're at the intersection of 123 and Tiger Boulevard.
これで違う。これで違う。別な感覚で。
Yeah, you've gone too far. You need to go back to the intersection. We're the greenhouse, 2-story on the left. We're upstairs, across from Walgreens, and across from Verizon. Yes, directly across from that. There's only one place. Yes, that's us. Okay? Okay.
Day by day, he's becoming more uncertain about his actions. So he goes out as often as possible and tries to maintain long-standing familiar routines. Nearly every day, he goes to this coffee shop.
Em sao mà thật cua lại à?
This is what I've become after working so hard. Getting old isn't easy. What is my reason for living?
Hatagawa's wife, Mizuko, has cared for him throughout his career. Dividing up her husband's daily dosages of medications has become her routine. As her husband's condition deteriorates, Mitsuko's burden grows heavier. Mr. Cole has chronic back problems. She should be receiving long-term care. Asagana has trouble sleeping at night. That means she has to stay up late.
All right, thank you, Matthew.
They've been married for 60 years and have 3 children. Her husband's wife.
It's directly across the street. You just walk across the street from Walgreens. Yes, that's us. The real estate company is the first floor. The Oriental Princess is the second floor.
At least they can find some time. Just
Okay. Okay. Bye. Jeng-Chyang.
I feel Mizuko's presence everywhere. In my body, my mind, my heart. This is the first time I've had this feeling. What is this feeling? The sense of always being with Mizuko. That brings me joy.
Asagana also gets support for his lectures and research from his daughter, Maya. Today, they're at a meeting about a book that Asagana is going to publish. The Hasegawa dementia scale is a simple test for dementia is now widely used. The book will fulfill this design to explain how to use it correctly. Then, midway through the meeting, Asagana began talking about things that had nothing to do with the topic.
もしかすると運行していると思う。一つは技術の執行にぶつかったということが一つあると思う。気持ちで
こっちの企画のためにみんな集まってくれてるから、こっちの話をしないと加藤先生もうすぐ
Now you have to get the discussion back on track.
Hello.
Hello.
Come here. I need to take your temperature.
Temperature.
Who's gonna be? Okay, normal. And then I'll let you across the street and across the hall to fill out you want to fill out. I'll let you in their waiting room to fill it out. We have a couple chairs here.
Father's physician. Then it's Molly's turn.
Hi, hello. Loud. Karen. Karen Hong. 很多今天呢。
Her father, once the wise doctor, is now the noble patient.
Memory loss. I'll put that down. 写下来呀。
In the 6 months we have followed him, Dr. Hasagawa's symptoms have gradually worsened. These days, he's not speaking very much.
送1是吧？送是吧？年了 NHK
人間の力の限界っていうのはあるんだろうね。
ดีมาก电视ดีมาก
Where is Mizuko? Asagawa has begun going to a nursing daycare facility in order to reduce the burden on Mizuko. "40 years ago, he'd been one of the first people to come up with the idea of daycare services for dementia patients. Not only are they a big help to family caregivers, they also help patients improve their mental function. He was a strong advocate for places where people could interact with one another and enjoy themselves. Hasegawa is beginning to join in the games, but he's not smiling.
Understand. 医者の時はデイサービスに行ったらどうですか。そういうことしか言えなかったよね。しかもその介護している家族を負担を回避するためには非常にいいだろうなってそこは考えしか持ってなかった。何がしたいですか。何がしたくないですか。それをそこから出発してもらいたい。そこは強くそう言って。
Hasegawa was once an advocate for daycare services, but going there makes him feel lonely.
Okay. You'll be fine. Thank you.
These days, he's experiencing the depression that's common among people with dementia. Today, Hasegawa is going to speak at a neighborhood meeting. After the first part of the meeting was finished, it was Hasegawa's turn to speak.
Julian Pan Jong Dao Even Jong Đăng Sha Cha Dora
Nellie decided to ask her father what he'd been up to.
All right, Mark. Roasted pure chestnut. All right, Mark. 한국어 다. 한국어 번역.
Nellie began to to accept her father's reasoning. Money wrote to us in an email. When I think about it now, he was holding the lyrics all the time in the living room. I think he decided all along to begin with singing. It was a decision my father made in his own way. I'm glad that I didn't try to force him to stop. Hasegawa's family is wondering how they should deal with his emotions.
それが転んじゃったら結構絆創膏がいろいろ買うでしょ。
いいからね。それで疲れたりしたら言ってね。
Marie is taking her father outside so he won't shut himself up in the house because of his injury.
They show car.
Hasegawa has always loved to entertain
Oh, I
his
know.
family. Money notices that that part of him certainly has not changed.
楽しい時は楽しかったね。本当によかったっていう。昔から
Ah,
割と感情表現
no matter where you are in the world, you can still laugh
認知症になっても変わってないなって思うんですよ。
on the even
30
it's a
年
serious
前、40 年
topic.
前からずっと変わってない。
I will promise I will get out again
思えるから
to
思えるようになって
have the virtual flyby.
We've been chronicling Hasegawa's story for a year now.
寝てて大丈夫ですよ、先生。
ちょっとお弁当食べましょうよ。長谷川先生。本当に寝ちゃう。ちょっと食べよう。ねえ、聞いてたの？
Now, he often feels unwell.
夢と現実との間の境目がよくわからなくて
Clear
夢の
consciousness, dreams, and reality. Isn't clear.
Hasegawa has begun to think about entering
Consciousness.
a private nursing home. He's trying it out for a couple of months.
おはようさん。
Hasegawa is eager to go home. He then expresses his deep feelings.
That's what I learned today. I mean, every day you learn so much. I, I'm starting my fourth generation. I learn so much every day.
When he gets home, the first place he goes to is his study, where he's written so many academic papers. Hasegawa remembers something that a senior physician once told him. When you get dementia, your research will
Keep coming. Still kind of. Yeah, Ty.
This is so picture.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Almost. I, no, I got hungry. You should try those from Korea. They're very good. Roasted chestnuts. Very good. I know you're busy, but you should try with your sister. They're from Hangul. They're from Korea. They're very good.
You have some call?
Uh, yeah, uh,
What is dementia?
eating.
Get them in.
This is
Yeah.
what Hasegawa has to say.
Get them in. Take the money.
Yeah.
Tell them to you know. You know.
He's a doctor who has dementia. It's a very good program. NHK.
Hasegawa has been dealing with dementia for 2 years. We have one last question.
先生にとって今認知症になってる景色ってどんな景色ですかね。
それはね、普通な、毎と同じ景色だ。粒子やセルの絵、小さな絵、普通だ。会う人も普通だ。変わらない。
Yeah, her daughter's gonna come back to pick her up. She's in the she's in the treatment room right now with Ying. Her daughter's gonna come back and pick her up.
Oh, the one. Oh,
That called.
yeah. And the end is P in
Yeah. Hi, Ron. Have some more for you. Happy Valentine's Day.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all keep it going. Y'all got a busy place here.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Ministry Newsline. I'm Pamela Sackler. We start with the tensions surrounding Ukraine. The United States already has troops in Poland and is sending 3,000 more. The US aims to boost defense capabilities after Russia moved 100,000 soldiers close to its border with Ukraine. The new deployment will bring the number of US troops in the region to 5,000. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg visited a military base in Romania that will host 1,000 US troops. Italian and German fighter jets are already deployed there for air patrols.
The presence of NATO troops here in Romania is important because that sends unwavering and unified message of alliances within.
US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says Washington continues seeing signs of Russia's military buildup along the border and says a Russian invasion of Ukraine could happen at any time.
We are in the window when an invasion could begin at any time, should Vladimir Putin decide to order. I will not comment on the details of our intelligence information, but I do want to be clear. It could begin during the Olympics, despite a lot of speculation that it will only happen after the Olympics.
Russian officials have denied that they have any plans to invade, but Sullivan is urging American citizens in Ukraine to evacuate as soon as they can. Biden held an online meeting with the leaders of NATO as well as France, Germany, Britain and 4 other countries. Many warned of massive consequences and severe economic costs for Moscow if it chooses military escalation. The leaders say they're still pushing for a diplomatic solution. The US and Russia both announced that Biden and Putin will talk on the phone on Saturday for the first time since December. One of Ukraine's athletes at the Winter Olympics has used his platform to call for peace. After running Friday's skeleton event, Vladislav Haraskevich showed the TV cameras a sign in the colours of his country's flag bearing the words "No War in Ukraine." The 23-year-old from Kiev finished in 18th place. After the competition, he reportedly described the news of guns, weapons and armies around Ukraine as not okay. Haraskevich added that like normal people, he does not want war and that he would fight for peace. International Olympic Committee rules ban political, religious or racial propaganda in Olympic sites, venues or other areas. However, the IOC said Haraskevich was making a general call for peace, so would face no repercussions.
Japan's Prime Minister says the government is considering easing the country's tight entry restrictions for new foreign arrivals.
We need to take into account the scientific knowledge that's been gained about the Omicron variant, changes in the infection situation both at home and abroad, and border control measures in place in other countries.
The government reimposed strict entry restrictions in November when the Omicron variant began to spread around the world. The measures are scheduled to remain in force through to the end of this month, but business leaders have been calling on the government to review the restrictions because of the effect they're having on social and economic activities. Tokyo reported over 11,000 new cases on Saturday. That's down more than 9,300 cases from the same day last week and marks the fourth straight day of a week-on-week decline. Health authorities across the country confirmed more than 68,000 new cases on Saturday. Over 1,300 people are now in serious condition. A fire at a confectionery factory in the central Japanese prefecture of Niigata late Friday night has left at least 5 people dead. The whereabouts of several other employees remain unknown. Firefighters were alerted to the blaze shortly before midnight on Friday. They managed to finally put it out by about midday Saturday, but not before the building on the south side of the plant had been destroyed.
The fire spread quickly. The fire alarm rang and the lights went off.
Police have confirmed that 4 female part-time cleaners in their 60s and 70s died. A 5th body has also been recovered, and police are trying to determine whether it could be one of 2 male employees in their 20s who remain unaccounted for. Police and the confectionery makers say there were about 30 people in the building when the fire broke out, and that they were taking a break at the time. Police are investigating the cause of the accident and how the survivors managed to escape. Myanmar's military leader has called on armed ethnic minorities to stop supporting pro-democracy protesters and join in peace negotiations with the military. Senior General Min Aung Hlaing spoke at a ceremony marking the country's Union Day. It commemorates a 1947 agreement between independence leader General Aung San and various ethnic groups. In the bid for unity, Aung San promised the ethnic minorities autonomy after gaining independence from Britain. Representatives from several minority groups attended the ceremony. Since last year's military coup, some pro-democracy protesters have engaged in fierce battles with the military after receiving weapons and training from ethnic minority militants. Min Aung Hlaing reiterated his justification of the coup. He criticized the pro-democracy protesters, describing them as terrorists. He called on armed ethnic minorities to stop cooperating in acts of terrorism. The military apparently aims to prevent the ethnic minority militants from supporting pro-democracy forces by calling on them to participate in peace talks. At the Winter Olympics, Japanese ski jumper Kobayashi has added the silver in the men's larger eventers collection. He fell agonizingly short of the second gold in the race. Kobayashi was on top in the first round thanks to a leap of 152 meters. His second jump of 138 meters gave him a total of 292.8 points, just 3.3 short of the top spot. Afterwards, the 25-year-old men's million-dollar champ said it was a closer competition than usual. He added that he was just happy to make 2 good jumps. Ulla Marius Lindby of Norway was the only jumper to twice go over 140 meters. Saturday's men's 500-meter speed skating final was dominated by Asian nations, with China, South Korea, and Japan sweeping the medals. China's Gao Tongyu broke the Olympic record in 34.32 seconds. His spectacular performance brought the host country its first ever men's speed skating gold. Gao, who was his country's flag bearer at the opening ceremony, said he feels he did well to lead the Chinese athletes to achieve their goals. Chang Min-gyu of South Korea won the silver medal in the same event for the 2nd games in a row. Japan's Morishige Wataru won bronze. The 21-year-old has been improving this season and landed Japan a medal in discipline for the first time in 12 years. Afterwards, he described himself as satisfied, adding that he was able to show what he's got.
Let me check my email.
Main stories for this hour.
I'll be right back with you.
That wraps up this edition of English for Newsline. I'm Kanako Saturday. Thanks very much for joining us.
This tea is very good. Very good bold green tea. Wow. I will check the CDC soon this weekend. Web. I noticed that Walmart uh, stopped employees that been double vaccinated to not wear a mask, but the ones that not vaccinated to continue wearing masks. I will check it on the CDC. Shinjuku, Tokyo. Fashion. Oh, there must be a game. I didn't collect. I didn't check Clemson University online, but there must be a game. The traffic is backed up. Unusual. It's backed up every day, but unusually backed up today.
one of my favorite Teishoku restaurants. Yes, it's really good. I've been there many times.
It's too bad Tiger News is not on the weekend though. Except they have an app. Put it down there.
You have a really good like amount of food. But I mean, it's really like most of the food is like 100,000 yen.
I will cut it off at 3. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Rajabhat Research and Jeng-Chyang, both channels, and hit the subscribe button and push like, please, and that will help me continue making these videos for the stroke survivors.
I'm gonna set up the big room to be more comfortable.
Yeah, the waiting room is getting busy with lucky thing I took the TV down yeah, yesterday. Did that screw in the treatment room is still dark? The screw that my brother put in.
I mean, I think it really goes down to the rice, the sweetness of the rice and the sweetness of the meat.
San phân钟，我觉得够了。够了。I have a lot to do today, so thank you for joining us. Uh, no matter where you are in the world, stay safe. And the website, I try to put the website down to help support the channel. I got the Patreon. I have another one. Right here on the website.
And my goal is Teishoku.
three different side dishes.
Cool.
Just the main, which usually well balanced. Here is that it's really nice looking tray and different kinds of nice looking dishes. So this is really cool. I like it.
I think it's fabulous. I love vegetables, so I love if you go to this kind of restaurant, you can try different kinds of vegetables, unique vegetable styles, and it's of course nutritious and
The great thing about it is like you guys have this dishes in just one single meal. You can get further than that. I mean, I don't think like you will find something similar in my country, but the dish of the country is not yet comparable. So I often feel like Japan is like sushi and things like that, but actually Asian food is the thing that we eat every day. You know, like for example, for lunch, I always go to a Asian food restaurant and I it's like feels very Japanese more than sushi or everything else. Now,
karage kushoku. What happens was Japanese food is delicious and more crispy. I usually go between three main ones. Pork cutlet, of course. That's the main thing I go to with gyoza. And a simple salad. Same, so like, I'm actually, now I might feel like doing like pork cutlet, or chicken cutlet, or I mean, I'm not cutlet. Yeah, maybe, or just like with hamburger stuff, or even vegetable comment, like just like that's my update. In China, actually, I have similar saying about Asian cook. Instead of straight dishes and the one rice, yes, we have that 四菜一汤 coming. Dishes like soup. Yes, I have more varieties in this one. We actually don't have any country because we can't eat it in one plate.
Yeah, I think we have to.
I also do the meat and tea veg, so we got the meat.
In most homes, and especially also in restaurants, even more, but you wouldn't get served at the same time. So you would get the appetizer first, like
You know what I mean?
then the main dish, and
Yeah.
then the dessert.
Maybe we have to buy like the cabinet, remember?
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
one on there, and then put something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's another one because believe me, it's not fun to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you see that the thing like kind of that see you can move it on the side or in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of that, not to be interfered. Really, like when they say you have to sit, they are put it outside. We didn't know somebody.
Yeah, same as what Lisa said. Like, if even fresh food actually would be at least double, and that's why lots of people do just eat a sandwich because they would love to, but like it's really cheap in Japan considering the level of like the standard of living, the cost of living in Japan.
It's easy to bring in customers because even the expensive restaurants will usually have a cheap teishoku blend. I often say this is actually Japan style of fast food, for businessmen, for salarymen. I think it's also because in Japan people love to go to restaurants by themselves. So for teishoku, it's portions are little and it's just right for one person. That's why
Yeah.
it's fun thoughtful to have teishoku. We usually
Cool.
go to restaurants with a lot of people.
Great.
Yes.
フランスの昔一人でレストランとか入ると寂しい人だって言われるんですけど。Hey, I mean, I don't know how it's still relevant it is, but I definitely there are some cases where you can't go alone just because one person doesn't make enough money for the restaurant. It's different factor.
buying this alkaline water for $1 and they give to
You want to help Dean with uh, talk to her daughter, yep, because she had that too. Her daughter will come back and pick her up, and she needs help and translating. Alright.
Masala will come here. I don't know when I'm gonna see my sister. Masala already come here. I don't know when I'm gonna see my sister.
Okay. Yeah, our church tried. It's a
Open it up, open it up.
yeah.
Whose daughter? The daughter that the lady inside of.
Yeah.
And then her daughter will come for the massage too.
Uh, I don't think so, but she's confused about finding this place. She called
Okay, so
several
this
times.
lady, forget about the lady at 3 o'clock. That's a different version, okay? ใช่ไหม
Yeah.
So if like that, she just sit down and waiting.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sit with you or over there or whatever because after this, Ying don't have anybody.
Yeah.
Until 3 o'clock. Until 30, Ying can go home or or whatever.
Japanese rice is always very juicy and very sweet to me, but in China, rice can be very dry and hard sometimes.
I will be gone for 2 hours.
And
You know what? The last one, they said they prefer the milk therapist, but if not, it's okay. The one that we don't worry, my sister.
yeah.
They just need like a strong hand, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think of it as kind of like a fusion dish, then I think that's awesome that like Americans really look for that kind of thing. And so something really like the nature of it, Americans will see how like patty and get an example with sauce. And so it works really well with the rice. But when I'm having steak and rice,
Why not?
like it's bread. And so like in some ways with that it works. I mean, it has to be really even when you do like the westernized version of Tensuku, and you serve a hamburger with vinegar sauce, it's no one's going to think, oh, this is a Western version. No, it's 100% Japanese. Like they will not think, oh, they are mixing. No, no, no. Japanese. じゃあ、日本とかは船の定食屋さんが流行ってましたけど、皆さんの国でも定食屋さんは流行りました。でも、最後も私の国でも協力していただいたあの会社の方、ご覧になってますか？全部手挙げてますよ。さあ、ごめんなさい、いかがですか？以前も皆さんスマッシュをってことあるので、当然これ見てわかるように、ご飯と味噌汁とちいちゃな衣、それにメインディッシュとそれからサイドディッシュがつきますよ。これやっぱどっかでヨーロッパ的なものと西洋的なものをすごく取り入れて、ハンバーグを地球からのドラッグからのとか、日本じゃないけど、そこで濃いソースで一緒に食べるっていうのを覚えてしまったんじゃないかと。そうするとなんかやっぱりご飯をそのソースが来たりつけて食べるとか、行政の
She's coming up. Hi, Mike. Yeah, she'll be out. Hi, Marcella.
Hi, Dean.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. We celebrating the Valentine's Day early.
How you doing?
Fantastic.
Fantastic is great.
You're perfect. And I have the door open already, and they have a chair for you to wait for.
Okay.
There.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So right now, like doctor, whoever that love to walk to the room, you have to be careful.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No,
Treatment room. I don't know. We need to get a sign
we'll see.
for
Yeah,
the
we'll see.
treatment room. Uh, like this, I'll follow up all the lists that I put down. The difference in the time zone is basically 12 hours between day and night. And hopefully we will get Starlink up and running in not too long, that we have a backup for the internet service. AT&T's 5G service is not making it.
この日はトマトにじゃがいも、長ネギ、小松菜。給食が気になる休み時間に味わう姿が。校内に調理施設があることで、温かく美味しい給食が提供できるんです。
Drone. Drone, I'll make sure that the batteries are caught up before my flight. My drone for the virtual flyby in the parking lot.
Yeah, bring some water from just the.
It was fabulous seeing it because it's just so amazing to see it in the school. They actually prepared the meals in the school in England. School lunch is like an afterthought. This was nutritious. It was the girls taken care of, and it also
Think
the fathers bringing the food. Fabulous.
I'll charge the batteries. Hopefully they'll be ready to go. They'll be ready to go. The only thing that don't like and find a drone is that I have to come back and edit the sound tracks because it has no sound tracks in it.
August students have a positive attitude towards the school meal because usually in China, like locality,
If it had a soundtrack, I have to
always make
do overlays
but here in Japan,
or
the
add
meal
a
is always
soundtrack. Yeah. 'Wow. Yeah, I doubt it. Maybe I can. It'll be cutting it close because the batteries are dead, completely dead. So if not this week, most definitely in a couple weeks.
but then in Japan, you're not supposed to leave like white rice leftovers in Colette. So I think it's nice. I felt so embarrassed because the food looked so good. I just went to eat it. And like one of the kids was like, no. Yeah, they knew. I personally don't understand this. I think it's freedom to eat whatever powder they want as long as they don't have any left over. And if you are trained to eat in this machine off eating, right? No, I 100% agree. I don't like it. What I want, how I want, when I want. And now we got that. USA, baby. Like, I mean, come on. Food is supposed to be enjoyable. It's supposed to be your time to relax. They're just putting too much focus and education on it. Just let them be kids and eat. Come on.
そう、テレビとかはちゃんとご飯食べて、電子ガスが食べて、でご飯とかちゃんと一緒に食べて、でも先にカツとか作って。
My father would be like, I'm just gonna eat the main dish and then I'll eat the rest. But no, like I'll eat like one dish of everything by the time. So, I mean, I probably.
そう。定食スタイルの昼食は皆さんの国では受け入れられますか？ If it's served in the classroom, yeah. Classroom. In the classroom. In the classroom. Visual studies. Yeah. If it's in the cafeteria, for me, it's really important to separate what you study and what you eat. For example, you separate from your friend and you're in different class, and the only time that you can actually meet is in the cafeteria. Because if I'm not wrong, I think usually you eat only in your class, you can't meet your other classmates. So I really don't like this law. People like people choices. So like for the parents, they would probably like that the children so that's how I say like that's a good parents that follow your kids are say what happens at the end happens at kids will very hard food poisoning and things like that. So having this like the system that you can say that it's the most beneficial for the children as well. 面白い議論ですよね、これね。だって、やっぱこれ、日本のね、伝統的な、このプレゼンっていうスタイルから来てるじゃないですか。でも、西欧で朝食が始まって、初めは全部パンだったじゃないですか。でそれが今、このシステムが変わって、なるべくご飯食べましょうねって言って、これご飯を食べてやるっていう。皆さんはフランス料理で時間的に展開していく前菜、本菜、デザートと違って、これは人が集まって目の前の店があって食べるするように
法律で要領がいいですよね。分かってるチームで
そうだから学校の給食がそういうパターンになっていて変化するこれ絶対に残ってると思います。
地元の人たちに愛される定食屋さんがあります。
Thank you for coming in today. We appreciate it. Happy Valentine's Day. I have some Valentines and candy here.
Okay, the from the other room. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Can you remember how to make everything?
Maybe I can. See if I can show you. Too young. No, the glare. The glare is too much.
I had no idea this kind of place existed in Tokyo. Only as a cheap. Portions are massive.
Two. Still have my pocket camera. Need my assistant.
Some kind of like tradition, so the children will learn how to cook. Or it's something that the recipe is like for generations, which is something it doesn't die. So,
'All right, friends, I have you. Pardon? You have to go online and check online if Orlando Princess US. Okay. Pardon? There's everything you need to know is at orlandoprincess.us. You can make an appointment and find out everything. Okay. Bye.
getting the shapes. We'll need a lot of parts. Okay, so I'm aiming for this look. Well, from the side, yes, this is the right shape. I need two sets of parts.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. The live streaming. Thank you very much for watching today. And remember, no matter where you are in the world, stay safe. And subscribe to our channel, Rajabhat Universal, Rajabhat Research. And the second channel is Jeng-Chyang. I thank you for joining today. And bye bye.